everybody. This video is going to be more of my thoughts on the chilling adventures of Sabrina and what I'm very concerned about with the show. Okay, now let me give you a really quick background on the show. The show is 10 episodes long, and it has a viewer age rating as 14 plus. It was originally a comic book series written by the same author who wrote Archie, the comic book series, and they share the same universe. In fact, Archie lives in Riverdale and Sabrina lives in Greendale. Those two towns are right next door to each other. I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a crossover or something. The comic book spawned the 90s show Sabrina the Teenage Witch, starring Melissa Joan Hart. The show was a campy primetime TV sitcom comedy thing and ran for several seasons as it followed Sabrina from high school all the way to her getting married. The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is a reboot of that popular TV series, with obvious changes. The tone of the show has gone from lighthearted comedy to edgy, dark horror. Now, I was actually looking forward to seeing how everything came together. I mean, there was so much hype over the trailer. Fans of the original show and an excited new audience of teens have been raving to see it, and so was I. I mean, I may not have been that excited, but I still was interested to see what would happen. So I watched the first 2 episodes, and I've actually gone into, I think, episode 4 now, and I'm extremely disappointed. Like, I know I may be the only one that sees the glaring problems with this show, but, first of all, I was never a ride or die fan of Sabrina anyway. I saw a few episodes of the TV show, but never really invested much. I never even knew there was a comic book, so I have no idea how close this reboot is to the source material. While I'm at it, I might as well explain that I'm not a professor of religion. At one point in my life, I needed more than what my original faith was providing, so I did research on many different religions as possible, and I found my own path to faith by doing this. Now, back to Sabrina. In this show, Sabrina is supposed to be a witch. They mention warlocks and spells and Wicca. From these key words, this faith should be called paganism. Fundamentally, pagans believe in multiple gods and can worship inanimate objects by giving them like a sort of power. There is a spectrum of light to dark, rituals involving herbs, plants, soil, air, water, and all that natural stuff are on the lighter side, or Wicca. On the darker side is witchcraft. Witchcraft involves curses, dark spells, summoning, and divination of inanimate objects, such as the use of a Ouija board. And that's where Sabrina is supposed to be. She's on the more darker side as the witch. Now, this reboot is not practicing paganism. Let me get that clear. They are not practicing paganism. It is a weird, made-up hybrid religion, and creating a purely fictional faith, such as wizardry and Harry Potter, would have been a more logical choice for the writers. They also would have had more creative freedom if they went pure fiction, but they didn't, and sadly, no research was done to create an intelligent faith system. The faith used in Chilling Adventures of Sabrina has more in common with Satanism than paganism. Paganism is thousands of years older than Satanism. If that's the path they were going in, then instead of witches, call them familiars, because that's what a person doing the bidding of Satan is called. They are not called witches. Satanism is an offshoot branch of Christianity. Without Christianity, Satanism wouldn't exist. Christianity fundamentally believes in one God, a heaven and a hell. Angels reside in heaven, demons reside in hell. Lucifer was an angel that fell out of favor with God and was punished by being the CEO of hell. Let's just put it that way in the more modern terms. Now, Christians and pagans have been fighting for control over the domain of religion for over 2,000 years. When the Bible was written, Christians decided to eradicate all forms of paganism by denouncing and vilifying it. In fact, many people were put to death for practicing witchcraft. And why do I bring this up? Because in Sabrina, they have a book and they practice and they worship the Dark Lord. They even say that his name is Satan and Lucifer, but they still refer to him as the name given to him by Christianity. So it's basically Satanism. It's just all the words are mixed up. They're just choosing whatever sounds glamorous and whatever they feel like doing. It's not an actual religion that exists, okay? The best way for Christianity to gain control back in the day was to instill fear in the common people. Since the concept of hell and the devil were like evil incarnate, be afraid because you're going to be freaking tortured for thousands of years for eternity, right? Word spread that paganists were devil worshippers, and that is how they were able to scare people away from paganism and bring them into the folds of the Christian church. I'm not judging the religions right now. I'm just talking about history. Okay, this is what happened in history. I myself am a practicing Christian or Catholic. Well, as a primary faith, my primary faith is Christian Catholic. So I'm not like bashing on it. I'm just saying this is what happened. Back to Sabrina again. There is no possible way the paganism in Sabrina is actual paganism. Picking and choosing the coolest parts of a faith just to dress it up in a trench coat of lies is wrong. Faith is always being looked down upon by all people, especially nowadays in this modern time. It is so unnecessary to regress into horrible stereotypes. We as humans think evolution only involves science and technology, but we as humans must evolve in the things we can't see as well, which is hope, faith, and beliefs. The audience watching the chilling adventures of Sabrina are young and impressionable. The writers of this reboot did not do any research into actual paganism and decided to misdirect this audience of teens. If someone thinks they are going to be following paganism by watching this show, then they were given the wrong idea. The writers were ignorant and lazy, I'm sorry, to not do any research into the faith. Like I said, I don't know how much of it is close to the source material. Well, then there was a problem with the source material to begin with. So the show has even more issues than just the fucked up faith system. I don't want to get into all that, but I think if I continue watching the show, I will just grow to absolutely hate it. It's everything that's wrong with pop politics and pop religion. This is just such a letdown. I didn't have the highest expectations, but I didn't write it off before watching, like I do with so many Netflix teen shows nowadays. Anyway, that's my rant on the chilling adventures of Sabrina. I'm done, so if you want to watch it, go ahead. You are all free to do whatever you want. My opinion really doesn't matter. I want everybody to have a fair chance at anything and everything in life. So, I mean, if somebody's really looking to find a place in their faith or something, then they shouldn't be given the wrong research. So anyway, if you have not done so already, please be kind and subscribe. Be the light and hit the like. And it would be so swell if you clicked on the bell. I love you guys so much. Thank you for spending time with me. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.